Okay, so we are using this Welcome Easter stamp set today with these darling images. So cute, but it's also great for baby cards, okay, or to send to a friend. So, and you've got two sentiments for Easter. So, let me put this aside. And the first card we're going to be making, this is called a two-way fold. Not hard at all, but it opens up like this, and then it opens up like this. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to pull out what we need. And so my base is Daffodil Delight cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and sit because I think I know I need to stay right here. Daffodil Delight, and this is cut at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And remember, I will have all the measurements up later, either later tonight or tomorrow. And then I need a piece of Daffodil Delight in, this is 1 inch by 5 1/2, and then I scored it at 4 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to fold on that score, and then that is going to be glued down like this. Now I want to show you something on the original card here. After I did it, okay, I have the designer paper, and that's super cute there, but I'm wondering, if I should have raised this little band a little higher to center the chick. So I'm going to try that on this card we do today, if I remember, and see how that works and see how I like the look. So don't be afraid to change up cards some. Okay, so I'm going to basically center this, because if I move it up, I'm not going to be covering anything. I'll just show more of the designer paper at the bottom. And so it should work fine. Now, before I do that, though, I want to take my paper snips, which I'm kind of upset because I can't find my paper snips. So I'm going to use these and take this ribbon off of it. I've looked for them. I probably left them in another room. But as you know, I'd use certain ribbons for certain scissors for ribbon, and certain scissors for paper. And so I'm going to designate these as paper ribbons now, because I do cut more paper than ribbon for sure. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this and eyeball it and angle it just to give it a fun edge there. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and put that on, and I'm going to use liquid glue on the back of this tab. Oh, that's a little much, Lisa. We're going to make it work though. So I'm going to eyeball it here and center more or less like that. It's a little high, but I think it'll be okay. Let me get my white. Okay, I lowered that a little bit so it's more center. Okay, so that makes the little fold for the front there. Okay, now we can set that aside and let it dry and work on these other parts. So I am going to do the other fold. And so the way I'm doing this here is I have a piece of Whisper White. It's like a narrow card, and it is cut at, let me see if I can get you these, 2 3/4 by 10 1/2. Okay, and then I believe that's right, 10 1/2. Yes, and then I've scored it at, I didn't write the score down, at 5 1/4. Okay, and I'm going to write that down so I won't forget to put it in the instructions. Score at 5 1/4. Okay, and then I wanted a little bit of the designer paper to border that. So what I did is I've used the Best Dressed Designer Series paper stack, 6x6, and it has some beautiful floral and colors in it that are great for Easter. It goes perfect with the Best Dressed Suite because like one side of it is like purses and shoes and lipsticks, but the other side are beautiful images and colors that you can use for anything. And I thought this is going to be great for Easter. So I am doing about 3/8 of an inch on each side. Don't measure it, just eyeball it. So I'm doing it on the back of this card here. Hey Carol, thank you. Okay, so, and the thing is you want to get both sides about the same, okay? But don't measure, just, you know it's going to be, it won't be too wide because it's going to sit on that back, on that base of the Daffodil Delight. Okay, so got a little bit of wiggle room with the liquid glue. It's our friend. Okay, and then just going to slip this behind here and come out a little bit more. That's about right. Okay. All right, so that is the base part. And then on the inside, I'm going to go ahead and stamp that before I mount it onto the other part. And so I'm using Memento Black and the sentiment that says Happy Easter. It doesn't look like I mounted it, but I thought I did. Oh, here it is. Okay, so let's ink this up. Okay, and then I'm just going to line that up and stamp about right there. Now, I thought that needed a little company inside there. So on this one, I put grass and the little bee. Okay, on this one I'm going to put flowers and leaves. Okay, is it blurry to you guys? Is it going in and out? Goodness, Facebook, please cooperate. Okay, so I'm going to do some lovely lipstick flowers and old olive leaves. And I'm flying by the seat of my pants on this. I'm just trying it. Something different. So I'm going to put flowers there. Yeah. And flowers here. And then I'm going to wipe that clean. And then I'm going to get those little leaves. And ink these up in Old Olive. I need to re-ink my pad. Okay. Well, I can't see. I've got it mounted on the wrong side. Come on, Lisa. All right. So I'm going to put some leaves here. Yeah, that works. And let's go up here this time. Yeah. Okay, that works. Okay, I'm going to clean this off and put it back. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to put our designer paper over top and our Old Olive cardstock. So the designer paper is 2 1/4 by 4 3/4, and the Old Olive is 2 1/2 by 5. And I'm just going to layer that over top there. Look at these pretty floral images on the back of that. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay. And then that's going to go over top there. And again, guys, you know, I see it going in and out on my laptop of sharp focus and out of focus, so I'm not doing anything, so I don't know what's going on there. So I hope you can tell what I'm doing. All right, So now we have this piece done, and then we have this done, and that's going to go over top of that. It's a single 5 1/4, 5 1/2 by 4 1/4 vase with our other little fold, and that's going to go on top. So we're going to go ahead and put this on. And then we're going to just put it on like this. And you want to cover up the edge of that tab, which it's wide enough that it will do that. And then that part's ready, okay? So now, let's set that aside and get a piece of Whisper White out, a Memento Black, some Stampin' Blends, and our little chick, who is so cute. Okay, and I'm going to grab my dies that I need. Okay, I'm using the Layering Circles dies for the scallop and the chick. Okay, so the circle is about 2 1/8 from the edge to edge. You can see the cutting blade on this reverse side, and then the scallop is the one just larger than that at 2 1/4. Okay, and that's what I use to cut the Old Olive. I'll be using that circle in just a minute. All right, let's stamp the chick. What color green? Old Olive, Loretta. It's Old Olive. So I'm going to put him here. And easy coloring. I've got dark and light Daffodil Delight, and then light Pumpkin Pie. So I'm going to take my dark Old Olive and just do some outlining here. I mean, you probably can hear my husband in there talking. They're watching some show of people that live in Alaska. They love to watch that. I say they, he and my son-in-law. Okay, so now I'm going to take my light Daffodil Delight, and I'm going to do circular motion. Kind of blend that dark in. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to take the light Pumpkin Pie and just do this little comb up here. Beak and little feet. Okay. Let's see if I can change this angle just a bit. Hey, Debbie, Catherine. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to put these aside, and I'm going to get the die cutting machine in here and cut it out. Ow. So get this over here. Okay. Put there and get this little circle around there. I've used my scallop, my layering circles for both of these projects. I love these layering dies with the scallop behind it. Okay, now let's move this back out of the way, and then we'll finish this baby up. All right, so there's our chick. And then we have our Old Olive scallop circle. And so I'm just going to glue that over top. Thanks, Debbie. All right, and now I'm going to get the card base. And this is going to go here, and I think I like it in the center. What you think? Either or, you know, but I think I like it centered rather than too far down. So let me go ahead and I'm going to put a little liquid glue here and just center that in between the edges of the designer paper there. Cute. Now what I decided to use were 2 of these faceted flower gems, or flower faceted gems from the annual catalog. So, thanks, Catherine. Okay, so let me get, I should have my take your pick tool out. It'd be a lot easier, but oh no. Okay, so I'm just going to put I'm judging how far to put it over by the closeness between the scallop circle and this, okay? And then, there we go. Same here. I don't have as much room, but it's going to be good to go. Okay, there's our first project. What you think? Isn't it cute? Isn't that the cutest little chick? And it's called a 2-way fold. Okay. All right. We're going to get started here on our next project. And let me just clean up. If you have any questions, let me know. I need to take pictures of these today. Get this out of the way. Thank you. Thanks, Catherine. Yeah, that's a fun. It's so easy, too. It's different and it's easy. And I know it's been around a while, but I've never done it before today, this week. So, okay, so I'm going to clean my chick here. Get him out of the way. And next we're going to make a little rectangular basket. Somebody had asked me about treats for Easter this year, and yeah, I'm working on it. And the first one is today. So we're going to be using the bunny this time, and we're using the Best Dressed paper again. But you can see that beautiful floral there, and look on the back are the shoes. But look at that, it's perfect for Easter. Okay, all right. So I've done some of the pre-work, except for the box we are going to completely put together. So let me flip this over, my directions. And so I've got a knit macaron that is 6.5 by 7.5, okay? Which is just 1 inch difference, okay? 6.5 is on this side, 7.5, and we're going to do some scoring. So I'm going to grab my Simply Scored. That paper is awesome, Catherine. Yes, it is. I'm gonna drag this out. I refreshed my screen just in case. I kept freezing on my laptop screen. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. So now, okay, so I want to be sure I have I'm going to do the 6.5 inch side first. So put that up at the top. Let me get this centered. Hope you can see it. Yeah, I think you're in there. Okay, so we're going to do 1 1/4 and 5 1/4. Okay, 1 1/4 and 5 1/4. Okay, then we're going to turn it and put the 7.5 inch side up at the top. And we're going to do 3 and 4 1/4. 3, 4 1/4. All right, so let's put this away, and we're going to get our bone folder out. Thank you, Mary. Okay, so let's get this out. And we're going to give all of these a good crease. So again, this is 6.5 by 7.5, and I'll have the score lines up later. And then of mint macaron, again, you're also going to need 1 by 6 of the, and it's what's left over. You know, you can use 1 sheet of cardstock and get this. This is the handle, okay? We'll use it later. So let's do some assembly. And I want to show you something on the box. On this one, I angled these up just to make it go together easier, but I'm going to try angling the centerpiece here, and I'm going to show you what I mean. Let me get my paper snips and cut up on these 2 intersecting score lines here, and it makes that square. Okay, so now I'm going to try this, cutting the little wedge off of this and see if that helps with my assembly. See which way I like better. I'm always experimenting and playing around and seeing what works better. I mean, that's kind of small there, but for a tab, but that tab is just going to be folded in, so to speak. We're going to come this way. Yeah, I like that. Fold that in and come this way. And why are my edges not correct? I think I didn't cut something right. Okay, we're going to make this work. I am going to slice off. I must have had a cut wrong. I'm going to slice off 1/4 inch. I don't know what happened. But here's just another way to, you know, see what you need to do to fix it and fix it. Okay. I must have had it cut wrong. Goodness. Lisa. All right. But that's good. See, I just sliced off 1/4 inch. I must have had it. I must have not measured twice, like my husband tells me to do. Measure twice, cut once. Okay, but that works. And so you see how easy that goes together. So you want to be sure you put the same flat going backwards so that you have this smooth front. Does that make sense? Okay. Don't go this one over top of that one, or and vice versa. Okay, so I'm using liquid glue. I'm going to match those tops. And then same on this side. Okay. See how that's coming together? It just looks different than this one. See, this one, I must have scored it wrong or something. Did y'all see it? It's going to do the same thing, but it looks a little, this one is just a tad bit taller. Not much. I don't know. It's going to work. The designer paper may be a little wonky, but we're going to make it work. Okay, so now, no, it works. I don't know. I'm not going to question it. It's going to work. It's going to be good. All right, so we get this on here. The wonders of live video, huh? All right. The wonders. Yeah. Not quite wonderful, but it works. So, okay. So now we have that done, and so I have a piece of the mint macaron, and this is 1 by 6, and this one is 3/4 of an inch by 6. And so I'm just going to glue that down the center. It's the same length on purpose. And let's see. And then, because I am very cautious about making little treat things and having kids involved and the safety of it, and so you know, first of all, you wouldn't put, like, for too little people, the little ones that are still putting things in their mouths, you got to be careful with any kind of embellishment that you put on here. But more so is how you attach things. So I think brads, staples are a no-no for littles. You're just taking too much of a chance. And so what I'm doing is I am going to glue this handle on. And it works. You could use tear and tape, but I'm telling you, this liquid glue is awesome. All you have to do is just hold it a bit. And I've got about a 1/2 inch down in the inside of the box right there. Okay. Yes, Pam, it is beautiful. Okay, and so I put a little bit on this side here, which is going to be the front. And I just eyeballed it to center. Okay. And I'm going to hold it a second, and it's going to be there. This is glued, and it's there. Okay. So just something to keep in mind. You know, if it's adults, of course you could staple that and be done with it. But this is also a kneader, but it's more importantly, it's safer for little ones. Okay. All right. So we've got that done. And I've got some of the mint macaron 1/8 inch ribbon that is in the Best Dress suite. So I'm going to go ahead and tie the bow here. And so I cut it probably about 14 inches. It's probably way too long, but I'd rather have too much than too little when I'm tying a bow. And this is just too hard to leave it on the spool. Yeah, that's way too long. But, you know, you can cut it. Okay. I'm probably going to play with that some more. Trim this. All right. Trash. Trash. All right, so now let's get our little guy here. And we're going to do our sentiment first. And then that's how we're going to know where to glue our bunny when we have him all ready to go. So this one says, "Have a wonderful Easter." And so I'm just going to, whoa, ink this up right here. And this is just a 1/2 inch strip of Whisper White that's in my scrap drawer. Anytime I cut paper and I end up with these strips, I save them because they are great for sentiments. And so I'm just angle cutting this. I am going to get my wipe here and clean this off before I have a fiasco. Okay. Now I'm going to take my sentiment and put it down here. Some more glue. And I'm just lining it up along the bottom there, centering it. And now that can dry while we color our bunny. So for the bunny, I'm just using, let's see, it's dark petal pink. And I am going to color the ears, inside of the ears, and the nose, in the bottom of the feet. Okay, then I'm going to take my Wink of Stella and color the rest of the bunny. Now you can see the top of his little ear is chopped off by the die. I didn't worry about that so much. I used the same size die so that the size would look good on the box. So, you know, if you don't want to cut off any of the image, then you might use a larger punch or a larger die. Okay? And so this just makes him a pretty white bunny that's glistening. So easy and fun. Okay? And if you want to go sparkly over the ears too, you can just go right over that, the Stampin' Blends. Cute little bunny. All right, and I cut that same scallop circle from Petal Pink. And I'm going to glue this on top. And we're almost done. Let's get our box. And when you're coloring little critters like this, that are like a, you know, whimsical and just a drawing, not lifelike. I can't think of the right word, but you know what I mean. It's not like a bunny that you would see in the wild, you know, actual. I think that that's a good time to use fun colors. So you can see on this one, where I used this designer paper is also from the Best Dressed, and I used the Purple Posy as accent, okay? And then the same on his little feet, nose, and ears, okay? I used Purple Posy, okay? So there are our boxes, and here is the two-way fold with the chick. Let me see if you can see that. And here's the first one I made. This one is more in the center. I kind of like that, but they're both okay. All right. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you have any questions, let me know. I'll have the details up either late tonight or tomorrow. Really want you to try this fold. It's so fun. And the box and the measurements for the box will be correct. I don't know what happened today. Just spooky, but I got it and it worked. So anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. Thank you all for sharing, and I will see you all. Oh, that's it. I will not be live next Sunday, okay? I'm not sure when I'll be live again. It may be at a different time, but I have my local stamp club next Sunday. I will be posting some photos though. So anyway, I'll check in with you, and of course I will be posting here so you can see my projects that I'm making during the week. So if I can help you with anything, please let me know. Take care and have a good rest of your evening. Good night.